Jack.
Here we go. All right, Bill, I think we're on the air.
All right, and I'll tell you what, it's always good to be here. I hadn't been able to catch up with you here in the last few weeks, but man, I'm telling you the truth. I'm glad you asked me to come.
Buddy, Bill, hey, I'm just filling in for you. Yes, sir. Hey, folks, we got Mike out there filling up our aquarium. But anyway, I want to say welcome to the Let's Go Fishing show. And we kind of missed last week, Bill, and on account of Thanksgiving. And want to, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
A nice one, yes, sir. We did ourselves. We really did.
Sure did. One quick thing, we all know about the deal over in Gatlinburg and in that area, Sevier County, and down in Nyota, and that down in McMinnville way. I guess that's not McMinnville. That's Maryville, down below Maryville, Cleveland area, Mean County. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all those people. And
I'm not kidding you. This is. I never seen nothing like this in my lifetime.
It's been bad.
They said that. This is the worst thing that's been happening in the last 100 years. Well,
we ain't that old yet, Bill.
No, I'm not that old yet.
Yeah. So, Dylan, are you trying to talk to me? Okay, can't hear Bill very well. Well, we got his mic on. There we go. We adjusted on it a little bit. Maybe talk to him, Bill.
What do you say now, buddy?
Okay, we'll swap him one out here in a minute and that kind of thing. But anyway, here's what I got going on, folks. I want to welcome all of you here in our local area to the show tonight. But I also want to say welcome the viewers over in the Sunbright, Oneida, Huntsville area, and the lower parts of Kentucky right there. Bill, we're going to be on the cable channel there and video channel, Cable 4 out of Huntsville. And this tape may be there, may be the first one to go.
Oh, man, that's wonderful.
That's wonderful.
I know several of them people over in that area, son. One of the better places that I've stopped and ate while I was going to Dale Hollows in Huntsville.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It sure is.
This one will be the first one, or next week's will be the first show that's going to be played out there on that channel or on that cable out there. And I want to thank Paul Strunk. He's the owner operator of the cable and the radio station out there in that area, and we've been talking to him and pretty much got it worked out. Just got to get him some tape out there and
good
and that kind of thing. So we're going to change up our show a little bit. We're going to try to do as much fishing film as we can and videos on how to and why to and that kind of thing on the first part of our show, because he can only use about 24 minutes of my film from here, and because he's got a 30-minute slot, and then we'll just continue to run the full show here.
Yeah, right.
But all we have to do is just dub it off, and
right.
let him add his whatever he needs to add in at the tail end out there on his end. And I really do appreciate Paul. Met with him twice here in the last few weeks, and just accommodating as you can get,
Right.
He just like us. He just
right.
Hey, whatever makes it work is what we'll do.
That's the kind of people we want to mess with.
That's exactly right.
Be associated with.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get those people out there associated with the fishing show, and because a lot of them travel from that area over to Norris.
Right.
And a lot of them travel from there over to Dale Hollow, and we got your expertise on Dale Hollow, so we're in business.
Yes, sir.
We're in business.
Yes, sir, old buddy.
And that kind of thing. So anyway, we got one other thing at the end of the filming that I'm going to be showing tonight. I've got about 4 little old segments here, and we'll come back and discuss them after we show them all. But one thing there, Bill, a good friend of yours and a friend of mine is Joe Paul West.
Yep.
He's got, you called me after Tammy called you, and and let me know what was going on. And then I called Joe Paul back, and he's got stage 4 cancer. Anyway, bottom line is this: him and his dad probably pioneered the peanut jig. And,
right, old buddy.
And,
I knew them both there. I've known, of course, Mr. Jack done passed away, and I've been knowing them for almost 40 years, Steve. And they were really, really, really good people, and I enjoyed sitting and talking to Mr. Jack and Joe Paul, and now then it's been Joe Paul here since the last 7 or 8 years since Mr. Jack passed away, and he sort of kept up going what they both started several years ago, and that little peanut jig. Of course, Mr. Jack, when he was still going strong, he was tying spinnerbaits and everything else, and Joe Paul picked everything up from Mr. Jack, and he carried it right on and done a super job. And I really, really hate to hear what happened to him. I really do. For he called me, and at the time I couldn't get down there, and still having a hard time on account. I can't get nobody to take care of Polly.
Right.
And I've been having to stay pretty close with her, for she's not been well herself. And I've talked to Joe Paul twice since he's come back home out of the hospital there, since it was a tournament we had for him over last weekend.
Right.
And you know all about that, and you can sort of tap out on that.
Yeah, I'll fill you in on that, what took place and everything. But anyway, we're going to show what's on my camera, and then we're going to come back and talk about these 3 or 4 little old trips. Mike and I was below Fort Loudon Dam, then Mike and Brad and I went to Norris, and then Wesley and I went to Fort Loudon, and then we fished the tournament and this, that, and the other. But anyway, Dylan, if you're ready, take us to the film. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Saturday night. We're about 8 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, excuse me. And there's the second fish. I let the first one get off. And there's the second one. We've got in the boat right here in just a few minutes. So we're hoping they continue to bite this good. And we're going to get this fish back in the water. And I got Mike on the trolling motor while I'm getting this film here. So back in the water he goes. And just to show you see the lights there up towards the dam. And anyway, remember the sponsors, folks, and it's not that cold yet, but you see the moon there, and we hope this thing really gets going good right here in the next little bit. And this is the first place we've stopped, and we've missed one and caught one, so we'll see what happens. We're looking forward to fishing 4 or 5 hours here about midnight, and hope we can get some good fish. So stay tuned. Like I said, remember our sponsors, Let's Go Fishing, and we'll see how it turns out. Folks, right there is what we come over here for. Yeah, buddy. Mike says that's a nice one. Yeah, boy, that is a dandy. Yeah, man, that is a good one. Huh? Yeah, he's better than 4 pounds, Mike. I guarantee you that. He's a nice one, bud. And we've caught 2 little old bitty fish and a drum, and come change places, come down here and got that fish right there. Now, folks, that's why we came over here. I'm telling you, just wanted to check them out. It's been several years since we fished over here below the dam, and we want to check them out. We're gonna put him back in the water. There he goes, Mike. Man, boy, it's a dandy. Right. All right, folks, stand by. Hope to get back with you shortly with another fish. All right, folks, it's now going on, getting close to 12 o'clock, and Mike and I are loaded up. We caught 3 or 4 drum, 4 or 5 small bass, and I had a good one on, broke my line off, and Mike missed 2 or 3 more pretty good fish. So we're going to head in, and bad thing about it was they quit pulling water and started backing the current back up on us, and from that point on we fished about the last hour we fished. We just had a couple of bites and caught 1 drum, and that was it. And so they slowed down on us. But we're going to, weather warms back up, we may try them again. Remember the sponsors, and we're loaded up, headed to the house. See y'all Thursday night. Hey folks, I just stepped in the door here at Shared Treasures and Consignments and More, and man, you know, if you're looking for some specialty items, this right here would be a good place to check out. So I'm just going to walk around here. Dishes, tables, clothing, I mean, antiques, and that kind of stuff. So just to give you a little idea of what they do have is everything. So you need to come by here, Tri-County Boulevard, and visit with these folks. Just walk through here and look around, and I guarantee you're going to find some things that you hadn't seen or you've been missing for quite a while, and like to replace and that kind of thing. So come by here and visit with these folks at Shared Treasures, right here across from Ace Hardware on Tri-County Boulevard, going into Oliver Springs there, and I really do believe you'll find some of those old items that you have misplaced or broken or whatever. And just check this out, because they have got a lot of stuff in here, and you know, a lot of old stuff and new stuff all together. So get by here and check them out, and want to thank them for being a sponsor on the show. All right, folks. It's about 9 o'clock Friday night. Mike and Brad and I just got the boat trailer here at the ramp at point 19. Mike's digging for crawdads. We're trying to find the color of them here. Got a couple cornered. We can just get one up. We'll be in business. I don't know where he went to, Mike. That one went across the end of the ramp there. Yeah, got all kinds of these shells here. Out there, you know, that was the thing. One of them shells popped up there, Mike. Sure did. I don't know where the crawdad went to, but anyway, we decided we'd just make a wild trip up here and see if we can find these. Huh? Right behind that rock there. That crawdad did? Yep. Okay. He says he's right behind that rock, Mike.
No, next one over. Right there. Yeah. See, right
there. The crawdad? No, I don't see it behind this rock.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh yeah, right there he is. Look at him there. Yeah, I see him there now. There he lays, Mike. Yeah, you about to get him. Where'd he go?
Right there now.
There he is. Oh yeah. Well, he run up in your hand and you missed him. Right there he is. Yeah, look at that green right there. See that little bit of orange on his tail? Look at him there. I hope I've got a picture of that rascal. Get your light off of it, Mike. It's a glaring on it. There you go. Just back just a little bit. Yeah, maybe I got him on camera. I don't know. Yeah, but we're at it. Boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of them shells there. I don't know if they zebras or not, but they sure is plenty of them. Anyway, folks, we're going to put the boat in, and we're going to get out here and see if we can catch a smallmouth. Moon should be coming up here in about another hour, and we're going to go try them. Let's get the boat in the water, guys. Remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. Yeah. That's it.
Plug in back.
All right, Brad's got our first fish in here tonight, and your boy, Brad, that looks good. Nice. Nice fish, yeah, boy. All right, good deal. Let's get another. All right, folks, there's our second fish for the night so far. Nice little chunk. He's not great big, but he's healthy. Looking at him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Pretty fish. Yeah, boy. All right, all right, there we go. Old Mike's got him a fish now. We got a tie ball game, one apiece. We still after him. Get on it, Mike. All right, folks. Wednesday morning, about 10. Wes and I are over here on Fort Loudon. We're going to check these fish out, see if we can find a few fish. They got a benefit tournament Saturday for Joe Paul. Makes the peanut jigs. We may fish it, I don't know. Wes is out of school and I'm off work, so we come over here to see if we can catch some of these Fort Loudon fish, and hadn't been over here in quite a while, so you just have to hunt them. We're just gonna have to find them, so stay tuned. Remember the sponsors, folks, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and let's go fishing. We hope to get back with you shortly with some fish on the line. Let's get at it, Wes. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right.
First fish.
Second fish.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, the
Didn't
first
film
one
the first
didn't
one.
count, but that there will, please.
Yeah.
You look what ahead on that rascal there. He'll not to be any bigger than that. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to have to give me the needle nose. Yeah, go ahead on that. Him be so poor and little. All right, back in the water.
There you go.
All right, folks. Wes got a little old bass there. Attaboy, Wes. Yeah, don't let him flop all over the boat. Get nasty all over everything. All right, good deal. Small fish, but we'll take him. That's the second one we've got in the boat. All right, Wes, get him off there and get you another one, bud. All right, folks, old Wes got another fish on there. Attaboy, Wes. Yeah, buddy. Getting a little better. Finding out something what's going on here. Yeah, man. All right, bud, get him off and get you another one there. Good deal. Do what now? Okay, you're gonna get the flowers on him, ain't you? Yeah, buddy. All right, bud. Back in the water he go. All right. 3 or 4 casts later, Wes got another one. That's a jumper, ain't it, Wes? Yeah. Okay, bud. Get him up here. Yeah, see, them's getting more like keeper size now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. But we need some big ones. We don't just need keepers. Attaboy. All right, you got him there, bud. All right, Wes got another fish there, bud. Okay, Wes. I believe you might have found the color there, Laughter. Mm-hmm. Good deal, man. Let's get another. Yeah.
That's a nice one right there, ain't it?
Yeah, boy.
That's definitely a 5-pounder.
Yeah, yeah. That's real. If it ain't 5, it's real close. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, we're back to water.
There he goes.
Hang on, bud. Yeah. Hey, folks. Saturday morning, Wes and I are over here on Fort Loudon fishing this benefit tournament from Joe Paul West. And I'm here to the boat. Get down here again and go out here and see if we can get some fish. So stay tuned. We'll get back with you shortly, hopefully. And see how it goes today. Hey folks, we're here at the weigh-in. See what's going on here. Pretty good crowd. Pretty good crowd.
Well, Chris.
Total weight, 4 pounds. 4 pound, 895. Now amongst the smallmouth is a 4.795, boat 28, Alexander and Tester.
$100. Thank you, guys.
What do you have? What place you going to?
Fifth place, boat 33 with 11 pounds, 180, Williams and Baker.
Good job, guys.
Fourth place, boat 12, Stinson and Brown, 12.575.
Start giving that money back. We didn't have to worry about it.
Third place, Alexander Tester, 13.595.
Well, if you hang tight for you guys take off. The guys get plaques, you'll hang tight for you take off.
If you didn't hear Billy, you got a plaque, just hang loose there.
You want to snag your picture.
I'll holler after about this time.
Second place, boat 48, Ville and Yachts, 14.520.
Where, Barry? Where you want to go, hon? Big water, okay? So I can see you.
Before we announce the first place, we had a lot of sponsors that helped us come about. Jawjacker Baits, Roger Stover here helped out, Billy, myself, Mike Davis, whole family here chipped in here and
McKee Outdoors.
McKee Outdoors, Ducket Rods. They all put real quick. We did it in 2 weeks. We put this together in 2 weeks. To have 63 boats to turn out in 2 weeks on this time of year, it's really good.
We're going to give, Joe Paul's going to get well over $4,000 out of this tournament, guys.
Hey,
That's
all right.
unreal. That's unreal.
Yeah,
It's
man.
It's all because you guys took part, so we appreciate that greatly.
Good deal.
First place boat, 15.655.
All right.
Excellent. They're going to donate $100 back to Joe Paul. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Everybody's got a plaque. Come around here to the board here for just a minute. Yeah. First, second, third.
Guys, I appreciate you. Congratulations, guys. I appreciate you guys. Everything.
All right, go.
Chase, right? Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, folks, you got the winners of the Joe Paul West Benefit Tournament, Chase and Casey. And listen, congratulations to you guys.
I wish it'd been a little worse.
Just a little bit about your fishing. How'd it go?
It was a good day. We struggled at first and then got on a little flurry and ended up catching the ball by one.
Yeah. All right.
It's been a good day. I had one good one run the dip net the rest of the day.
Good. How much you all had? How much weight?
1565.
1565, folks. On a day like today, that was great. And Wesley and I struggled the same way. Popped in a little pocket there, and just bam, 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 with these all 13, 12, 13 inches. We did get one keeper out of the bunch. But listen, congratulations on you two guys, and appreciate it.
The last four numbers is
Okay, man. See you.
6.
Hey folks, we're here in Rockwood on Gateway Avenue, and we're headed over here to the Rockwood Iron and Metals location, and there's the tennis courts, and we're coming right here to the red light right here below the tennis courts, and which we're headed south here on Gateway Avenue, 27 Highway, and
Got plenty.
Rathburn Street. We're taking a ride here and going across the tracks and take another ride on the front street, and they'll be right here on the left. If you're coming up from south of Rockwood, you'll be taking left turns instead of right turns. But anyway, we're right here at Front Street, and we're going right over here to the location where the Rockwood Ornamentals will be located. They're moving some stuff in, and Gary's out trying to round up some scales and that kind of thing to get his business going here. So keep them in mind, and remember Rockwood Ornamentals down here on the south end of Rockwood and 201 Front Street. So we appreciate them being a sponsor of the show, and hopefully Gary gets set going here pretty quick, and you help support him with his scrap metal business here and that kind of thing. So remember that, Rockwood Ornamentals. All right. Okay, Mike, Bill, we're back, and boys, you know what? I'm in trouble.
Yeah, got that right.
Yeah, I didn't say hello to Dad or Polly, either one.
Well, I'm telling you right now, you better make it up.
Yeah, I better make it up. So I'm gonna say hello to them for sure. Yes, sir. We about to mess up big time there. But anyway, folks, Bill, Mike and I made that little trip over there below Loudon Dam on the 12th of November. And we got, we boated 3 or 4 fish there. Well, just in a few minutes, I had one on there and let him jump off, and we was flipping. And because that current, we come in, them fish will get right up on the bank. They get it's behind any little thing to hide. Right. You know how they do. They're smarter than we think they are. Yeah. And they'll get behind a rock or a tree or something, you know, and hook that first fish there, and then this didn't go 20 yards or less than that, I guess, and got the first fish in the boat. And we missed 2 or 3 more, Mike. Mm-hmm. You did, and caught a drum, and you know, and that kind of thing. And then I said, Mike, let's drop on down the lake here just a little bit. And we pulled in on a place down there that we had always managed to catch a good fish off of. And buddy, it wasn't just 2 or 3 casts. I caught that good, and that fish was close to 5 pounds. Yeah, if it was any, it was a nice one. And but then we went on down the lake a little farther, down below the A-frame, and everybody knows it's been down through there where the A-frame is. And we started down there below the A-frame, and we caught a couple of small fish. And I told Mike, I said, something's up here. You know, we was fighting the current to start with, and then all of a sudden, when we got down there, we was coming back up the river, and buddy, that last hour, I don't know, we just didn't have a bite hardly at all.
Hey, son, that place over there is the world's worst. When they turn that current off, I don't know where the fish go. I don't know if they stick their head in the mud or what they do, but they quit biting.
That's a fact. They definitely shut down. We stayed at them there for an hour longer. I think we caught a drum, and I had my line broke right before they shut the water off. And Mike missed a couple fish, got off, you know, before we get them in, and then all of a sudden, buddy, when that current quit and they just started backing up, we was going up the river and not even running the trolling motor. And so I told Mike, I said, I know what the deal is. I said, pull out there next to that buoy. We eased out there next to the buoy, and I said, you see which way that current's going now, don't you? He said, yep. And I said, well, it's over. Let's go to put her on the trailer. And we did. But that water temperature over there was about 57 degrees, and you know, it was perfect. They just quit running water on us and messed that up. Then the next night, Mike and Brad and I, it was on the 18th. Mike and Brad and I got together, and we ran up to Norse and got a late start. It was 9 o'clock, I guess, before we got the boat in the water. And Mike, tell us about that trip there. We know that's when we was trying to catch the crawdads there around the boat ramp.
Well, we looked them over there and see what was going on. Got down there and kind of lied on them, just to see what we was doing and what we was competing against and stuff. And then we got out there fishing, and man, it was just tough to even find the fish. And the fish was suspended. You go out there and then there's like 10 foot off the bottom, and when you was in there in 20 foot and move out to 50 foot, they're suspended.
Yeah.
You just couldn't find them fish
on the bottom.
On the bottom anywhere, and we kept throwing a bunch of different things, and the only places where it broke off pretty steep. Drop off, and you'd bring your bait out there, and it'd kind of falling off in places. You might get one to bite or something, And,
did you see how many? Did you see a bunch of crawfish?
Seen a few in them rocks right there next to the ramp, you know, and
moon out.
Yeah, we had.
Yeah, he come up about an hour after we got there.
Yeah,
about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, them crawdads will get to moving when that moon comes out.
Yeah.
It's sort of bone and watermelon colored looking.
Yeah.
A shade of brown or something in them, or spot or two. And but we was looking at some small ones, maybe an inch and a half long or something.
Yeah.
Was crawling around there.
That's the kind them our fish like.
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes sir. So them little rascals up like crazy. But, it was pretty tough. We caught a couple of fish in there shallow. And we thought they might, moved up on us and didn't do all that good in there shallow.
Yeah.
And it was just a tough night fishing. I think we ended up maybe catching one or two apiece and, missed a few strikes and had one or two jump off. But it wasn't a great night up there like we thought it was going to be. It was a perfect night for fishing, though. I mean, it was real nice.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yep, for that time of year, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get the fish to bite that night. That's a fact. Well, then anyway, after that trip, Mike, what was that water temp up there at night? It was quite a few degrees warm. It was in the low 60s, 63, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, 62, 63.
Yeah, and because we commented on how that water at Below Loudon Dam over there was 57 degrees. You know? I said, that water here is colder than it is on Norris, which it should be, coming out in the bottom of the dam.
Under the dam,
Yeah, sure should be.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit colder.
Yeah, and that kind of thing. So, but anyway, and then Wes and I wound up over at Fort Loudon there on the 23rd, on the Wednesday, and caught several small fish, and I had that good fish, about a 5-pounder, and we got him on film too. But Wes, he caught 6 or 7 fish there on a rattle trap. We was throwing rattle traps in there, and that, throwing up on the bank in foot and a half of water and setting in about 5 feet. And that big fish came in about 4 foot of water. I tell you what, these new rattle traps are not as good as the old ones. No. I'll just tell you, they just don't. I don't know if they're lighter. They don't get as deep, and I don't think they put as many BBs in them as they used to, and
they don't make the noise that the old ones do.
I agree, Bill. I got some old ones that I've had for a long time, and you can buy a new one, and I just don't have any confidence in it.
Yeah, right.
And it just, like I said, it just doesn't seem. Yeah. You can pick one like this, and this old one's heavier.
That's right.
It got more racket. So I try to fish for them old ones, even though they get the paint beat off of them. I still fish with them and that kind of thing. Touch them up with a little paint here and there, but and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, not that the new ones won't catch fish, but I just I don't know. They just don't seem like they're the same. And
they don't make that noise that them old ones do. I don't think.
I don't think they do either.
Anyway,
I don't think they get deep.
You take the the lead that they put in them, or the BBs or whatever, they're not the same today as they was
30
a
years
few
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Exactly right, Bill. You're exactly right. But anyway, we wound up coming, going back to Loudon. Mike and I did on Friday, the 25th, and Mike took his boat, I took my boat. He went up Telego, I went up Loudon, and I found a few fish in the back of some pockets there, and caught a good 2.5, 3 pounder, and then had another good keeper, and kind of stayed out of the way from them. I knew Wesley and I were going back Saturday to fish the tournament, and dadgum, we got in the tournament there at Saturday morning, ran in the back of that first little old pocket there that I found them fish feeding in, and caught 7 fish out of that thing in less than 30 minutes, I guess, and had 1 keeper. And buddy, we went 2.5, 3 hours before we ever caught another fish, and it wasn't a keeper.
I mean, dang.
They were biting early. When the sun come up over the trees, it was over.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much for us that day. And we wound up catching another keeper, a good 2-pound keeper, and so we had 2 fish, and that wasn't near enough to help us in the tournament. So we released them and went to the weigh-in and that kind of thing. But Bill, you know, they announced over there, like we said, we've talked about Joe Paul and his daddy Jack here, and that kind of thing. Anyway, at the tournament, they had raised something over $4,000, right. And then they called you later, and I think the next week, and told you that they really wound up with way up
somewhere over 5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, because he told us over there he had some vendors in that area that was selling raffle tickets on some donated prizes and stuff like that, and they'd have to get all that together.
Get all of that together, yeah.
But they
done it for an old boy that really appreciated it. He really did. And like I said, I've known them for many years, and I couldn't have never known anybody that I thought any more of than I did Jack and Joe Paul. They've been my friends for a long time.
Yes, sir. They've really been good people, and like you said, anybody that fished Fort Loudon Lake knows about that peanut jig.
That peanut jig, it's been noted as being the best bait that they ever fished, Fort Loudon Lake.
Yeah.
And I have no doubts about that a bit.
Yes, I don't either. It's and I don't know with Joe Paul's health the way it is right now if he'll ever get to tie another one.
And I don't know either. I'm going down. I'm going to go down and check on him here just as soon as I can get away from Polly.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to cut to that. We've got our aquarium set up here. Mike's got one of them jigs tied on, and we'll get a close up of that. But the real particular thing on that homemade, you could call it homemade or whatever, and that's what we'll call it, is the head design. That's how it got its name, the peanut jig.
Peanut jig.
Yeah, because that head looks like a peanut out of the shell. And then Bill, what about the hair or the rubber? Yeah, that is rubber.
That is rubber, and they call it frog hair.
Frog hair. That's right.
And it's real thin, and it works. It still works good in the wintertime.
Yes, sir.
After the water gets cold, it'll still work better than the rubber that you're using in the summertime.
Yeah.
It sure will.
Yes, sir. That's the closest thing to bucktail that you can get.
That's exactly right. Man is.
Yeah, ain't no 2 ways about it. That thing's got a lot of action, and it's got that real fine rubber. And Joe Paul's told you and me both many a time that you'd call over and say, hey, I want this certain color. Well, now, son, why. And when I had to order that, said sometimes it ain't the exact same thing.
That's right. That's right. And he's right. He's right too. Yeah. He'll order the same thing this month that he ordered last month, and it'll be a little different some way or another.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll tell you, well, we'll see if I can get the same thing. But now you know how it is. Sometimes it ain't the same thing.
That's right.
And but anyway, we really appreciate him and hope he gets better. But that's all we can do is hope and pray that he does. But he sure has. He's made a name for himself.
He sure has. He sure has. And him and Mr. Jack, they both made a name for themselves, and it's been right on up till now.
Exactly right. Exactly right. It's they've a little old block shed there behind their house, and Buddy moles are setting everywhere. And, rubber stacked up to the ceiling, and I mean they stayed at it. It was a daily work. I mean every day. It just out there pouring up and tying and painting heads and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, sure was. They did it all in that one little building.
Yes, sir. Sure did, buddy. And heck, you call him, say, hey, I need 4 dozen, 5 dozen, 6 dozen, whatever. And he'd say, I can't get them now for a couple of days. And I'll call you. Okay, buddy. But a great person, him and his daddy both, and we really appreciate him, and I hope, like I said, hope he gets better.
Yep.
And we'll be thinking about it. But if you run across a peanut jig, folks, you might ought to pick you up a few of them.
Yep. And, it'd be worth having. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, sir. All right. Moving right along here, man. I tell you what, tonight, boy, when we miss a week, Bill, I get lost.
I know what you mean.
I really do. I get lost, without a doubt. I get behind and everything else. Listen, I've got a couple of tournaments going on right here before I get into some sales of my sponsors that's got going on here this time of year. And let me get my glasses here. Chase Henley got on, emailed me there, I guess Saturday night or Friday night one. They got a tournament going on Milton Hill. It's called the Winter Battle on the Hill. It's going to be at Clark Center, which is Carbide Park, every Saturday starting December the 3rd. It's every other Saturday. Every other Saturday. The first tournament is December the 3rd, and then they end on February the 25th. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be from safe light to 1 or 3 o'clock. I didn't get the hours on it, but I did get where it's going to be, and it's going to be starting this Saturday morning.
Yeah.
On the 3rd. Mm-hmm. So that's one tournament going on. Hello, caller.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Tony. What's up, man?
Okay. We went Saturday and had 23 keepers.
You went Saturday and had 23 keepers.
Yeah.
I hope Mike don't find that out.
I seen him there Saturday.
Did he see you? No, you didn't see Mike down there, but yeah, he'll probably be down there now. He's found out you had 23 keepers.
Sunday evening down there.
He was down there Sunday evening.
I wasn't there Sunday. I was there Friday, Saturday.
And
16 Saturday. 16 Friday, and 23 on Saturday there.
Shucks, Tony, do you think they're fixing to get started good then, or what's going on? Just that.
Different people there at County, and a lot of them guys at 13, 14 feet.
Huh. Well, that sounds good. So that the water's cooling down and
55 boys.
Yeah, and they pulled the lake down. I don't know how much it's come up since we got that rain, but and you had how many keepers Saturday?
23.
23, and you had 16 on Friday.
Right.
Shoot, man, that sounds good, real good. Catching them the same way.
Yeah, same way, still deep. But them fellas that they just catch them shallower, I don't know.
Well. And
that's what a fella told us about over on Loudon, that they was catching them about 15 foot over there, 10, 15 foot.
Huh.
Well, what told me that he had 13, I didn't see him, but he said he had 13 slabs. They caught them on grub. He said they were shallow ones they caught.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Yeah. Hey, I like it. You know, shoot, that sounds good.
Sure do.
Yeah, boy. Heck, me and Bill might catch them in.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later then.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you calling in, buddy, letting us know that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
See you.
Okay, buddy. See you, buddy. Shoot, that's good. That sounds like they're coming on with them.
Yeah.
For sure.
I had one good in there. I had a lot of good crappie, but what I caught Sunday. But I had one good in there. It was 16 inches. I mean, it was a
16-inch crappie, son. You can't beat that.
No, that's a big. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Oh, I better
I
cut.
thought I might have had another big catfish on or something when that took off. And I said, dang, he's running around like a crappie.
Yeah.
He got him up there and said, well, it is a crappie. I said, man.
Okay. Hey, have we got a caller? Got somebody on the line? Oh, okay, Dylan. Sounds good.
That 16-incher was in 20 foot of water. So,
Yeah.
You can't tell. I caught some out there, 25.
We'll just hold them towards the end right now. All right, man. Yeah, that sounds good. There's a guy supposed to call us. George, that uncle of mine, was supposed to call mine and Mike's uncle for Bill, and you know George.
Sure do.
He was going to call for a long time. Yeah, not all of his life, really. I thought he was going to call in and give us this fishing report, but he told me about it, and I went ahead and scrabbled it down. One of the guides out there at Dell Hollow went out Tuesday morning on a half-a-day trip, and he had two people in the boat with him, and they boated over 20 smallmouth on live bait, he said, in a half a day, and said the lake, Bill, was as low as he's ever seen it.
Yep.
And I'm sure, I know you've seen it probably lower than that.
Yep.
You've been on it a lot longer than he has, but he said it was down as low as he's seen it.
Yeah.
So
when it gets that low, you have to be careful.
You have to be careful.
There's
Yes,
some
sir.
places down there that you can get hurt bad.
Yeah.
At this stage, but hey, when it gets that low, you better look out. You can get your arm broke down there too, right quick.
That's exactly what I was thinking too, Bill. It's getting just right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, we got that report there on Dell Hollow, and I talked to a guy today, and he said the fishing on Norris is picking up a little bit. They the Heartlands had 3 tournaments up there in the last month and a half, and I think they fish about every other weekend. And I think he said the first tournament they had was November, somewhere around the 1st of November, and 5 pounds won. Yeah, and then the second one, I think 7 or 8 pound won it, and then B.J. Henderson, and I guess him and his dad won the third one with the 12 pound.
Yeah.
So he said it's picking up there a little bit.
Yep.
And which we know, you know, and I know that the cooler that water gets, the better they're going to get.
Yep, it sure is, old buddy. Yes, sir.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he told me that the first 2 tournaments was one on largemouth, and then in Kentucky's, and then BJ and them had, I think they had a couple of smallmouth in their bag that they weighed in there. Last week or week before last. So, it was week before last, because they got their next tournament is this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Up there at Point 19. So, you folks interested in that tournament, that'll be going on. Then you got, like I said, this one on Milton Hill that'll start this coming Saturday, which is the 3rd of December, and it's at Carbide Park. So, and it'll run, like I said, till February the 25th to be the ending on it. So, we got this wintertime fishing coming on, Bill.
And I'm looking forward to being a real good winter.
Yeah, me and you both. It's oh shucks, man. It's just good.
That's what I've been doing this week, getting my winter clothes right.
Yes, sir. I hear you, Bill, without a doubt. Folks, right quick, you saw the the little ad I ran there, how to get to Rockwood Iron and Metals, going down Gateway Avenue there, turn off right there below the I think it's Rat Run or Rat something, that street there. Anyway, you go right over there and hit Front Street and make a right at the stop sign. I've had it on film there, show you how to get there. Gary's getting things set up. You saw the signs there on the fencing about be opening soon. He's got to get his scales in, and I think that's about the only holdup he's got. And when he gets his scales in, he'll be ready to open the gates and start accepting the scrap and recycled materials and this, that, and the other, and be open for business. So don't forget that. That's Rockwood Iron and Metals, LLC, right there, 201 Front Street there in Rockwood. And Gary's been in the business, him and his dad, for years. So hopefully he can make a good go of that with our help and that kind of thing. And can't say enough about that. Appreciate him being a sponsor. Reynolds Racing Marine, they've got some special sales going on. He's got a couple of Phoenix boats sitting out there he'd like to get, let go or get rid of, or to let somebody buy them. I mean, he's making a special sale on those Phoenix boats he's got. Also, he's got the side-by-sides, the Otis's down there, and they got some special pricing going on those right now. They've got banners setting up everywhere, and those things, man, they look sharp. So go by down there and check out the boats. He's also got two new center console expresses down there that look sharp. And I filmed those things 2 weeks ago and showed them. And he's got them down there, and 24 footers.
Yeah, looks like a battleship.
It looks like a battleship, Bill. I mean, you can put the whole family in there.
That's right,
buddy. It is huge. I mean, and man alive, I'm telling you, that's one heck of a boat. And
if I had that boat, I could fish in the front, and I wouldn't have to listen to Steven, because he'd be fur in the back to good hearing.
Yeah, you'd have to have microphones to talk to the front person, Mike. That's a fact.
You ought to get me up on that brush pile.
Yeah, buddy, I tell you, it's a whopper now. Ain't no two ways about it. And a nice-looking rig, too. But anyway, you need to stop by down there and check out those special deals that Glenn's got going on. Tim's Tires, I was by there yesterday. They're always busy this time of year, but never too busy to take care of your needs there. Got plenty of tires in the warehouse, and there's people in and out of there buying tires all the time. So if you're needing a set of tires, stop by down there at Tim's Tires and let them fix you up, because they do have them. Citizens First Bank, I'll hopefully get the tapes, the show on out there in the Oneida area. They've got a branch out there. They've got all kinds of banking there, electronic, whatever you need. They've got everything available to you. You just got to ask them, mention it or ask about it, and they can fix it up for you. Edgemore Outdoors, we can't say enough about that, Bill.
No, we can't, son. I was over there the other day, and every time I go in there, it amazes me. It really does. Mm-hmm. I just can't believe it.
I know it. I know it. And buddy, the Jim, and you go in. If you're there today and go back tomorrow, there'll be 4 or 5 big old boxes of new stuff, and he's just getting in. I mean, and so you can't beat it. And I'm going to tell y'all something else about that place. And Mike's mentioned it to me a dozen times, is Jim's got good lighting in that store. And you can walk back there and you don't have to guess, well, is that watermelon or is that some other color?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can tell.
Yeah.
He's got... And
lit up real good.
Lit up big, and there's a place up the road up here that's, when you go in there, you can't tell what color it is.
Take your flashlight with you.
Take your flashlight with you, yeah. And but you can walk back there in Edgemore Outdoors, and it's lit up good enough that, like I said, that you can tell what color everything is.
Yep.
And you don't have to hold it up to the light to see.
Right.
You can tell it, and then hanging on on the rack. So you can't beat that place up there. Jim's, he just, at Edgemore Outdoors, he's just, everything is in its place, and you can just go right down the aisle and just find everything right there. And the thing about it is Jim and his wife own the business, and if they're in there and you say, hey, we're so and so, he knows this exactly.
Yeah,
hey,
sure
right
do.
over there, turn around. He'll tell me. So just turn around, look behind. That's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, can't say enough good about them. The sign shop, talked to Amy and Adrian today. They just put up about a $20,000 sign down there, wasn't it, Mike? There at the in Rockwood.
Yeah.
So they're busy making signs for parades. Got a lot of Christmas parades going on here in the next few weeks. They're covered up with that, but they're never too busy to take care of your needs if you'll just stop by and check with them. Rome Street Grill, let's see, not this coming Tuesday. I guess will be the third Tuesday this month, or what we call, no, it'll be the second Tuesday. Still meeting the second Tuesday at Rome Street Grill. Pamela Ann's Fudge and Candies, man, Ed and Pamela Ann there, they've took a good thing and made a big business.
Big business out of it, yes, sir.
They sure have. They have really worked hard and invested in the town and in their business, and they've got a good business going and got a little expansion going down there right now. They're moving into a little bigger building, redoing the inside of a building there to suit their needs and this kind of thing.
Well, I tell you one thing, you can't beat their
fudge. That's a fact, buddy.
You can't beat that, buddy.
Ain't no way. Sheriff Treasures, I showed you a little film of their place, and then we got Mount Pisgah Bible Printing Ministries. Can't forget those great folks there at the printing ministry. So anyway, we got a lot of things going on. Let me think here right quick. Like I said, we got several parades coming up here in the next 2 weeks. Don't think we're going to miss a Thursday night on doing the show. So all we got to do now is get out and catch some fish and get some.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Yeah.
So that's where we're at. They've showed all the film that I had, and we're day fishing. And Mike, now that the first chance we get me and you and Bill in the boat, we're going to try that underwater camera.
Yes, sir, buddy.
So don't let us forget to take that little cover for that camera and see if we can, get us some shots under the water with that thing. It's supposed to be good down to 60 feet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough light. There probably is enough light on north to film 60 feet. We get up there with that thing, we need to drop that thing down and see what it shows us. Wire the little wristwatch and see if we can get some good underwater film.
Well, I tell you what, I know it, if you all have noticed it, the last time I was up on North, the lake is down. It's really down good. Did you see all them zebra mussels that's hanging on them rock and everything?
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth, I never seen so many in my life.
Yep, we sure did. That's what we was making comment of there at the boat ramp there, that night trip me and Mike and Brad was making. They're just everywhere. But anyway, we're down to less than a minute, folks. Don't forget the show. And like I said about the folks out in the Oneida area, glad to have you on board. And God bless you. We'll see y'all next week.